is up, guys? Today with us is the 2015 BMW X6, and the BMW X6 is likened to a luxury watch, a luxury smartwatch. So in this video we are going to take a deep dive into the BMW X6 and look at everything that is good about it, everything that is not good about it, because you are watching Petrolhead. So if you want this car, click on the number down below and you will get in touch with the person that is selling it. Keep it locked. The BMW X6 is a mid-size luxury SUV that was first produced in the year 2008 by BMW, and this car, as you can see, has undergone some changes that have evolved to be what it is right now. So the BMW was first produced in the year 2008, and it shares a platform with the BMW X5, which is its sister car, and this car has competitors like the Mercedes-Benz GLE 350D, the Audi Q8 and the Range Rover Velar, amongst other cars. And this car, as you can see, is a very sporty car. We are going to look at all the features that come with this car, the interior, the exterior, and all the good features. And so we are going to start by looking at the front profile of the BMW, and the first thing that you notice when you look at this car is the presence of the big grills over here. And this is the signature of the BMW cars. When you look at every BMW, it has these two grills over here. And over time you notice that the grills of the BMW are growing bigger as time goes by. This is the 2015 variant, and you wonder how the 2024 looks like. I will put it on the screen, and the purpose of these grills over here is to enable airflow into the engine and into the radiators of the car to provide maximum cooling of the car, because this car is a performance car. We will see later that this car also have anti-roll bars that help with the functionality of the car. This is an SUV, and one good thing about it is that it handles very well around the corners, because it has anti-roll bars that are active and it helps it to handle well around the corners. Another thing that is noticeable is the presence of these headlights. These are very expensive headlights, by the way. These headlights, when you need to replace them, they come as a pair, and you will have to top with around 100,000 Kenyan shillings for each headlights. Why is that? This is because these headlights have a lot of technology in them. They are not just made to illuminate. They are created in such a way that they have projector lamps inside, and they have technologies that can help prevent the oncoming vehicles from being blinded. Another thing that comes with this car is headlight washers. The headlight washers pop up from this place and they wash the headlights, and it will help with the visibility of the car. When you go down, you find that this car has fog lights, and the presence of fog lights is, just as the name suggests, it helps you to see well as you're driving inside the fog. There are also proximity sensors down here that help when you're parking this car or when you're getting close to an obstacle. So another thing that I must comment about this car is that this car has additional vents over here, and when you see a car has many vents like that, it means that this is a performance car. And as I open the hood of this car, you find that this car comes with hydraulics that help to support the hood. So this car comes with a whopping 3-liter engine that has twin turbochargers on them, and this car produces a whopping 350 horsepower, and it produces 540 Newton meters of torque. This car, being a diesel engine with 2 turbos, produces a great amount of horsepower, and if you're driving this car on the road, it will give you good performance. So with that being said, let's go and look the side profile of the BMW, the 2015 variant. This car has a very sleek design to it. It has kind of a coupe design to it, and it is more like a coupe that has been lifted up. And when you look at this car on the side profile over here, the first thing that greets us is the wheels. And when you look at the wheels of this car, they are 20-inch in size, and it has really good rims over there that comes standard for this car. And it has big brakes because this car is a performance car. The big brakes help to stop this large engine that is here. So as you move to the side over here on the fender, we also have a vent, a real vent by the way, that helps to direct airflow that comes like that. And it helps with the aerodynamic concept of this car. So right here we have a side mirror, and the purpose of this side mirror is to view the cars that are coming behind you from either side. And this side mirror has an indicator light strip over here that is LED. And when you look at the bottom part of the side mirror over here, you will find that this car has a camera, and it has cameras all around that help with the 360-degree view of the car. So with that being said, we also have a chrome strip that runs all the way, and as you see, this car slopes like that. So this is the coupe design of the car. A coupe car has a sloping roofline that goes like that. The GLE also has that coupe design, the Mercedes-Benz GLE. And as we look at this car, it also has the decals over here that they point out the X drive, and this car is a 3.0 diesel variant. This car also has door handles that pop out, and this car has a very heavy door if you ask me, and the door opens in stages, as you can see. That way, if you're opening the door, it won't knock the car that is right beside you. We also have the side steps over here that helps you when you're getting in the car, and it kind of reflects on the paint over there, which looks really, really nice. So the design is carried all the way like that to this part and to this part. And you notice that this car does not have a fuel cap on the left side like the Japanese variant. Instead, it has a fuel cap on the right side, and there is also that antenna up there that helps with the infotainment system of the car when you're listening to the radio and all that good stuff. So let's jump and look at the boot space of the BMW X6 2015 model. Before we dive and look at the boot space of this car, I want to appreciate the back profile of this car, which looks really, really good. And you see it has the tail lights over here, which every light in this tail light is LED. And there is the BMW badge over here. Other people always make fun of the BMW. Others say that it means break my wallet. Others say that it means be my wife. So this is a perfect car if you want somebody to be your wife, and it's Valentine's Day. Consider buying a BMW. This one is still on sale. You can get it on the number down below on your screen. And before I get into the boot of this car also has proximity sensors down there, and this car has a real exhaust tip over there. You find that other cars have a plastic that cover that part and the exhausts are under there, but this car has a real exhaust opening over there, which is really good. It adds onto the look of this car. So another cool feature that I want to show you is that I want to pop the boot of the car using this remote over here. So let's look at it. So the remote of this car can also be used to pop the hood, and this hood is supported by very big hydraulic over here. And this car has an automatic boot that if I want to close, I will just press a button over here and it will close down. So with the rear seats up, it comes with a boot space of 580 liters, which is really big. I can park a couple of suitcases inside here, and I can also park a couple of things. You also have this metal lining over here that helps to protect your car's paint as you're loading things into the car over here. So we also have a storage area down here that you can use to store other things, and this car is good in that it also has a spare wheel. Cars that are being produced nowadays don't come with spare wheels. Instead, they come with tire repair kits, and the tire repair kits are not very practical for the Kenyan market. So with the BMW X6 having the spare tire instead of the tire repair kit, it means that this car is a practical car. So with that being said, let me close down with the key and let's go and look at the interior of this car. We are inside the interior of the BMW, the 2015 variant, and this car is really luxurious if you ask me. The touches inside this car feels very prime, and you know this car has a tone that is kind of brown and beige, which looks really amazing. So as I'm seated in this car, the view that I get up front is really good, and the headroom that I get is ample, and the legroom that I get is also very ample. One thing that you get with this car is adjustable seats where you can adjust the height and everything that you want to adjust in this car, and that's really commendable about it. One thing that I also noticed about this car is that the turn signals are on the left side as opposed to the Japanese variants. And you know, now the washing of the windshield is controlled by the dials on the right side, and these steering wheels have buttons over here that control whatever you want to configure on the screen over here. You can control the cruise control of the car, you can also control the driving modes as you're driving, and you can toggle in between different features as you're driving this car. So this car has a leather steering wheel, it also has a leather dashboard over here, and there is the screen over here that has the BMW iDrive system that is used to control the infotainment screen of this car. So there is the start stop button over here, and it is used to start or stop the car, which is basic thing. And there is the idle stop button over here, which you can turn on or off. What the idle stop button does is that as you're driving and the idle stop button is on, when you come to a complete stop, the car will shut off the engine, and the moment you lift off your foot off the brake, the car will turn back on and you will continue driving, and it helps to save on the fuel of the car. So we have vents over here that follow the BMW design language, and you also have the physical buttons over here that are used to control the climate control of this car. So the physical buttons are good, and you find that other cars have the touch sensitive buttons, which are kind of problematic because as you're driving and you're trying to control the buttons over here, having touch sensitive buttons will not be really good. So this part of down here is the DVD where you can insert your disc and you can insert other things in the car. This car comes with a set of cup holders down here, and it also comes with a cigarette lighter. And another thing that you get in this car is a dial over here that you can use to decrease or increase your volume, and it has buttons over here that have additional options that can be used to control the infotainment system. So the gear selection gauge of this car looks more like a joystick, and you know, that's how you play with it to select the gears that you want. So we have the traction control button over here that if you turn on, it sends power to the wheels that have more grip, and it helps the car not to slip. So you can also put the car into sport mode or comfort mode depending on how you want it, and the sport mode What the sport mode does is that it stiffens the suspension so that you can have a sporty driving experience as you're driving this car, and the comfort mode kind of makes the suspension to be soft such that you have the most comfortable ride as you're driving. We also have the parking sensors and the parking camera button over here that you can use to, if you put it on, it will show on the screen over there. And we also have the 360 view, and we have the hill descent control button over there, such that when you're going down a hill and you put this button over here, you will not have to put your foot on the brake. The car will just descend gradually and slowly down the hill. So this car has a parking brake over here that is automatic, in that if you just actuate it like that, it will activate the parking brake. And the problem comes when the battery is dead. That means that you will have to put a jumper pack and jump the system of the car, such that you will have this button working and the parking brake will let go. And you also have the auto hold button. And what the auto hold button does is that when you're in a jam and you're braking, you will not have to put your foot on the brake. You'll just have to let go of every pedal, and when the traffic moves, you press on the accelerator, the car will move, and the moment you lift your foot off the accelerator, the car will maintain its position. So another thing is that we have a sunroof over here that you actuate with a button over here, and the sunroof will open. And you know, the sunroof brings the element of luxury in a car. So we also have a couple of storage areas down here that you can use to store a couple of things inside here. And there is a USB port, and there is an AUX port that you can plug in your phone or use it to play music. And that is it about the front of this car. So up here we get these part that you can use to hold your glasses, you know, as you're going golfing or you're going to events. We also have lights over here that you can use to actuate, you know, the standing lights, and they will turn on when you want to use the car. We also have the airbag light over here. This car has very many airbags, by the way, and this car is very, very safe if you ask me. The safety rating of this car is very high, and one thing is that BMW has attracted both love and hate from both audiences. And you know, they are diehard BMW fanboys, and there are people who hate BMWs, and they say that this car is unreliable. And I won't deny or accept any allegations. A car is a car, and you know, a car has a manual that you use to maintain it, and if you follow it, the car will be reliable to you. So with that being said, let's go and look at the back seats of the BMW X6 2015 variant. We're in the back seats of the BMW the 2015 variant, and as I'm seated in this car, the back side of this car, we have dual zone climate control over here, and we also have, you know, the roof, it slopes kind of like that in an upward position so that my head is catered for, but people who are very, very tall will feel kind of cringe inside the back of this car. So this car also has, you know, the normal things that you find in a normal car, but this car has a really nice sound system, by the way. It has speakers over here, and there are cup holders at the door over here, and storage compartments that you can use to store your things. And the doors have kind of an indented form over there, such that if you are tall and your feet are kind of going forward, they will be compensated there. So there is not much going behind here. We have ISOFIX fixtures for the child seats behind me over here, and this car is a really practical car. We have standing lights over here that you can use when you want to look at some documents inside this car. And this car is a performance car. This car is a car that is being used both on and off-road, but most of the people who drive these cars don't take them off-road that much. So with that being said, this has been the review of the BMW. If you want this specific car, this car is on sale. You can contact the number below and they will give you a very good deal on this car. I've been your host, exploring with you the BMW, the 2015 variant, and this car is currently on sale. If you want this car, contact the number on your screen below and you will get to interact with this car, take it for a test drive, and even purchase it if you want. So that has been it for this video. I will catch you next time with another explosive episode. With that being said, we'll meet next time.